Another cargo jet flight from Shanghai via Tokyo arrived at Vancouver International Airport on June 8th. The governments of Canada and British Columbia have not disclosed how much they have spent on personal protective equipment during the coronavirus pandemic, but it has been estimated to be well over $300 million. A new report from an Australian think tank sheds more light on how we got here. In The Party Speaks for You, Alex Yoski reveals details about the Chinese Communist Party's United Front foreign interference system, including the mad dash to hoard masks and gloves in the early days of the Wuhan coronavirus crisis. The report says the ongoing pandemic has also highlighted overseas United Front networks. In Australia, Canada, the UK, the US, Argentina, Japan, and the Czech Republic, groups mobilized to gather increasingly scarce medical supplies from around the world and send them to China. Those efforts appear linked to directives from the All-China Federation of Returned Overseas Chinese, a United Front agency. The party's Central Committee has described the Federation as a bridge and a bond for the party and government to connect with overseas Chinese compatriots. After the virus spread globally, United Front groups began working with the Chinese Communist Party to donate supplies to the rest of the world and promote the party's narratives about the pandemic. In Vancouver, executives of the pro-Beijing Canadian Alliance of Chinese Associations were instrumental in bulk purchases in February, alongside officials from the Chinese consulate. Community groups raised funds and sent PPE back to China. By late March, Canadian officials went public about PPE shortages and chartered planes to China to buy more. Meanwhile, the Chinese consulate was importing PPE and distributing it to visiting Chinese university students, and it donated quantities to the provincial government. It even hosted a ceremony with a cabinet minister and the executive in charge of the $2 billion a year provincial medical supply chain. Meanwhile, as Black Lives Matter protests swept the continent, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau joined in at Parliament Hill on June 5th despite public health orders against attending mass gatherings. In Richmond, Conservative MP Alice Wong and a fundraiser for the Vancouver General and UBC hospitals appeared at a United Front group's mask donation photo op. Wong and the others who attended the event in Richmond were contravening advice from public health officials who have repeatedly told Canadians to stay 2 meters apart and avoid gathering in large groups. They both took off their masks and stood shoulder to shoulder with supporters of the Quanzhou Friendship Society. A spokesman for Wong said she did so after she was asked by a reporter, but Wong did not respond to an interview request from this reporter. Bob Mackin, TheBreaker.News, Vancouver.